Alright, well, good morning. Hopefully y'all can hear me just fine. Just going to be a short little video, and I'm not going to talk over all of it. So I'm also watching a Diesel Creek video while I'm making this video. Fancy that. So, I had a problem with my battery charger. I made this nice little remote cord because I also, on my lawnmower, I basically have a buddy tab on the battery because the battery is a little more difficult to access that I can plug the charger directly into. So this cord is for the clips. Now, the clips that were on it, these things, they are garbage. To put it simply, I think these things are garbage. They kind of work when they're new, but they have very little contact area. They don't hold well. I have trouble with them. So I cut them off. I'm putting these clips on. They're stronger. They have more of a contact area. I think they'll do better. They come with these nice pretty boots. So I have cut the old ones off. I got the first boot threaded on here. Make sure red stripe is positive. You don't see red stripe on there. That's the one that don't have the boot on it yet. That does. Alright. I got me some cable ends, some bolts. They will bolt in these holes right here. The crimp will hold the insulation. We should be all good. So without further ado, I'm going to shut the mic off because I'm going to watch a video while I'm doing this. And I'm going to get this put together. Y'all get to watch. This is not a how-to video. This is just showing how I'm doing it. And I'll talk to y'all at the end. Alright, I know I said I wasn't going to talk over this, but I'm doing the mic over. So, those red handled pliers, those are special wire crimping pliers. I don't remember where I picked those up. Yard sale probably. I've had them for a while. They work really good. I'm just putting the ends on the wire there. And these crimpers work really good and they make a nice secure crimp. And right about here is where I realized I had a slight miscalculation. Turned out the screws I was using, the little machine screws, they're just slightly too big for the holes in the clamps. So rather than try to hunt down a slightly smaller screw that I might happen to have a nut for, it's like, how about we just make the holes a little bigger? Break out the good old Dremel. Dremel with a burr tool on it. And we just enlarging that hole a little bit. So, this will make it so that that bolt will fit it. It doesn't hurt the clip at all. And we can get a nice secure connection. Which I think was part of the problem with the old clips. Their connections were soldered, supposedly. I say supposedly because I didn't peel the boots back to look. But I do know that at least one of them, I believe it was the ground side, wasn't making a good connection. Part of the reason why I was like, you know what, I'm done with these clips. Tired of fighting with them. That's why I'm putting these new ones on. Anyway, we drill out the hole. Took a couple tries to get to the right size. But eventually I got there. Alright, now that the holes are right size, we can put the whole thing back together. Get this clamped on there. So the connection is bolted. Now I take my crimping tool and I fold down the tabs over the insulation on the connector, because the insulation on the connector was long enough that it covered the insulation on the hot wire. But it holds, seems to be good, and we'll go from there. I had to go get me a wrench and a screwdriver to tighten that nut, tighten that bolt up. Anyway, that's enough yapping from me, and we'll get this finished up. I'll talk at the end. Get the positive lead clamped on here. And then I clamped the wrench in the jaws to hold the jaws open, so I can slide that boot up over the handles easier. And positive and negative sides both done. It looks good. Should work great. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more. Till next time, Grumpy Old Redneck saying, y'all be safe.